Unit 3, Lesson 3 test. Number 1. The diagram below models a change that occurs in matter. Based on what you know about changes in matter, explain why the diagram shows a physical change rather than a chemical change. A. The particles get smaller. B. The chemical structure changes. C. The composition of the matter stays the same. D. The particles change into particles of different substances. Number 2. Which process is an example of a physical change? A. Carrots are cut into small pieces and mixed into a salad. B. A peanut butter sandwich is eaten and broken down by the enzymes in the stomach. C. Sodium metal and chlorine gas are combined to form sodium chloride or table salt. D. Sodium metal and water are combined to form a basic compound and a flammable gas. Number 3. Marco tears a piece of notebook paper into smaller pieces. Tearing paper into pieces is an example of what kind of change? A. A change in mass. B. A physical change. C. A chemical change. D. A change in energy. Number 4. There are several differences between chemical and physical changes. Which process is an example of a chemical change? A. Steam rising from a boiling pot of soup. B. Metal railing rusting in damp weather. C. Alcohol evaporating from a cotton swab. D. A piece of wood shrinking as it dries out. Number 5. Which process is an example of a chemical change? A. An iron nail rusting. B. Bath water cooling while you take a bath. C. A piece of metal being heated until it expands. D. A glass window breaking when hit with a baseball. Number 6. When a paper is burned, the mass of the remaining ash is less than the mass of the original paper. Which statement best explains this result? A. The ash has less volume than the paper. B. Some of the matter is destroyed during the reaction. C. The mass of the ash cannot be accurately determined. D. Some of the products of the reaction were given off as a gas. Number 7. Which process represents a chemical change? A. A lake freezes over into ice. B. A metal bar is rolled into a flat sheet. C. Vinegar bubbles when baking soda is added. D. Sand, water, and salt combine to form a mixture. Number 8. What type of change is involved in water evaporating into steam? A. Physical change. B. A chemical change. C. A biological change. D. A theological change. Number 9. Trini adds 10 grams of baking soda to 100 grams of vinegar. The mixture begins to bubble. When the bubbling stops, Trini finds the mass of the resulting mixture. She determines its mass is 105 grams. Why has the mass changed? Hint. Step 1. Find the sum of the masses of the baking soda and vinegar. Step 2. Compare that sum to the mass of the mixture. Step 3. Determine the cause of the difference. A. A gas has formed and left the mixture. B. Vinegar evaporated during the experiment. C. Mixtures are always less massive than their parts. D. Mass was destroyed when the vinegar reacted with the baking soda. Number 10. Chemical changes result in new substances, but physical changes do not. Which process is an example of a chemical change? A. Chopping a tree. B. Cooking a steak. C. Heating a cup of water. D. Drying clothes in a clothes dryer. Number 11. Which process is an example of a chemical change? A. Burning wood. B. Adding salt to water. C. Breaking a glass bottle. D. Melting ice. Number 12. Marisol finds the total mass of a sample of baking soda, a balloon, and a glass container with vinegar in it. She adds the baking soda to the vinegar and immediately places the balloon over the mouth of the container. After the reaction is complete, she again finds the total mass of the system. Which statement is true about this investigation? A. Mass is gained during the reaction because a chemical change is taking place. B. The mass does not change because chemical changes observe the law of conservation of mass. C. Mass is lost during the reaction because gas is less dense than the baking soda or vinegar. D. Mass is lost during the reaction because the gas can change in volume but baking soda and vinegar cannot. Number 13. Rita wants to make some toast for breakfast, which she knows involves a chemical change in bread. She puts a slice of bread in the toaster, but after 10 minutes she notices that the sides of the bread are black. What caused this chemical change to go too far? A. The type of bread. B. The size of bread. C. A decrease in temperature. D. An increase in temperature. Number 14. Which observation is a sign of chemical change? A. A rotting potato gives off a bad smell. B. A melting block of ice leaves a large puddle. C. A cloud changes shape when blown by the wind. D. A plaster statue breaks as it falls onto the floor. Number 15. In the laboratory, Austin is given a mixture of iron filings, sand, and salt. To separate the mixture, Austin uses a magnet, boiling water, and a filter. Which statement is correct about the process Austin uses to separate this? Mixture. A. He uses only physical changes to separate the mixture's components. B. He uses only chemical changes to separate the mixture's components. C. He uses both physical and chemical changes to separate the mixture's components. D. He uses neither physical nor chemical changes to separate the mixture's components. Number 16. Nuclear reactions occur when the nuclei of two different atoms collide to produce products that are different from the starting substances. How is this similar to a chemical change? A. In a chemical change, mass can be destroyed. B. In a chemical change, mass can be created. C. In a chemical change, energy can be created. D. In a chemical change, a new substance forms. Number 17. A beaker containing ice and water is placed on a warm hot plate. Will the ice in the beaker undergo a physical or chemical change? A. A physical change because it will change state. B. A chemical change because it will change state. C. A physical change because it will form a new substance. D. A chemical change because it will form a new substance. Number 18. What does the prefix centi mean? A. 10. B. 100. C. 1000. D. 1 divided by 100. Number 19. How many meters in a kilometer? A. 10. B. 100. C. 1000. D. 1 million. Number 20. Which weighs more, a pound of gold or a pound of feathers? A. Gold. B. Feathers. C. They weigh the same.